In Ghana, we do have mortgages.
We do?
Yeah, we do. It's just that it's not as popular, right? It's not something that it's very, very, very.
And people like to brag about the fact that I build my own house.
Yeah, and people, everybody that I know, I personally haven't met anybody who went for a mortgage to build their house
in Ghana.
In Ghana, I don't know
everybody
anyone.
just builds their house.
But it is something that is available. If you want it, you can go to the bank and then check if you're eligible. But it's not something that we have as a popular thing. So we tend to build our stuff. You buy a land and
build from the beginning.
You start building. Usually they spread across many years. So whilst you are renting, you're building your house, and if it gets to a point where your landlord is really pissing you off, you just move and stay in there. And they will call that an uncompleted building. And you're just going to be there. You make the inside look good, and the outside just looks like crap, but you're still living there. But when we say we own stuff in Ghana, we do own it.
100%.
Precisely. Like if someone says, this is my house,
it is my house.
They are not owning anybody. If someone says, this is my phone, they are not financing it. Like the idea behind, this is mine, is very absolute. It is yours. You didn't credit it. I guess for cars in Ghana,
maybe they get
it's much more popular for people to get car loans to buy their cars. I believe, that one is actually very true, because I can mention at least, you know what, I believe most of the people I know who have cars actually have got a loan for it, but they don't get a loan for the entire car because your husband bought it for you. Because they don't get a loan for the entire car. They do it partially and stuff like that. Yeah. Now back to Canada. Almost everything, like I kid you not, almost everything that can be purchased, there's a good chance you can get it on credit.
It's serious. Like,
even if you don't know explicitly that a certain thing can be got on credit, I can assure you that if you look hard enough, you will find a way to get it on credit. And credit is synonymous to ownership over here. Like, someone will tell you, hey, I'm buying a house, and what they mean is I'm getting a mortgage, right? Someone will say, hey, I got the latest iPhone, and what they mean is, oh, I got it on a financing deal for $0, meaning they didn't have to pay any lump sum amount at the beginning, and they're going to have the phone for 2 years. And what that means is that, they're going to have like an installment plan for 2 years, and what that means is that every month they have to be paying something towards the phone.
It's crazy.
And it is crazy. The one that stresses me out the most is internet and phone. You know, the ability to call. Just getting a SIM card.
Yeah. If you don't have credit and he calls me, I'm not going to be able to receive the call.
Let me just paint a little bit of picture, just for context, right? In Ghana, when you want a SIM card is one of the cheapest things you can buy. Right? Like, it's so cheap. You could get a SIM card for 1 cedi, which is like how much? That's just a couple of cents. It's not even $1.
Yeah.
That's how much a SIM card costs. It's just that cheap. And when you get a SIM card and you put it inside your phone, you can have connectivity. People can call you. People can send SMSs to you. You can do all of those things. But if you want to send an SMS to someone else, or if you want to call someone else, then you need to buy something we call airtime. You buy the airtime for $1, like maybe 2 Ghana cedis, 5 Ghana cedis, 10 Ghana cedis. And when you buy the airtime, you just scratch it and then you load it on your phone by typing a couple of numbers that are going to be on there. And then now you can send SMS. Now you can make phone calls. And you can also use some of that airtime to buy internet data bundles, right? So you can get like maybe a 10 Ghana cedi airtime, and then you can take 5 Ghana cedis of that 10 Ghana cedis to buy data, and then you have internet connectivity, right? So with just let's say 10 Ghana cedis on you could buy a SIM card for 1 Ghana, and then you could buy airtime for 5 Ghana cedis, and then get internet, and then still call people. And even if you run out of all of your airtime, let's say you run out of everything, there is no longer any money on that SIM card, people can call you, right? You can go for a job interview and expect calls to be made to you, and you don't need to pay anything every month. All you need to do is just have the SIM card in your phone so that it doesn't get deactivated, because my understanding is it takes like 3 months of no usage for the the SIM card to get disconnected or deactivated. So when I came here in 2019 and I started my first term in my study at SFU, I didn't have a SIM card. All right, I had a phone, but there wasn't a SIM card in it. Because my first attempt to get a SIM card, I quickly realized that, oh wow, this is going to be a very, very expensive ordeal, and I need to have a really good reason to have one, right? And yeah, you could say, well, but you could get a SIM for $50 a month, or a simple plan for
$50 a month.
Dude, that's a lot of money now, and I can assure you it was a lot of money for me back then, and so like it wasn't an option.
$50 is a lot of money.
Canada. First off, if you want to buy a SIM card, it's so expensive. If you just want to buy a SIM card without a plan, most of the time when you're getting a plan, they'll give you a SIM card for free. But if you want to get like something like a prepaid card, I believe I paid something like $15 for it, which is a lot of money.
Is that how much we paid for mine?
Yes, wow. Like $15 just for that tiny little check. It's so weird, right? Especially when I'm from a country that charges just a few cents for it, right? And you have to understand that because it's very competitive, like the companies want to make that thing as cheap as possible, so you can jump on board with them if you want to, right? They want to remove those barriers. Over here, it's $15, and also you need to understand that in Canada, if you put a SIM card in your phone, you cannot receive SMS from anybody just because a SIM card is in your phone. You can't receive calls.
It's crazy.
You have to pay for the privilege of people calling you. It's a privilege for people to call you, and you need to pay for that privilege. Right? Like you need to pay to be able to receive SMS. That's how crazy it was. It was crazy, right? So I just couldn't have. Like, I mean, in Ghana, I would have just bought a SIM card, put it in my phone, and wait for the employers to call me. Right?
Yeah.
But here you have to get a phone and you have to pay for people to call you. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. So I got that. I got a prepaid SIM. I got it for $15, and then I got a prepaid plan for the cheapest possible plan. Dude, I'm really cheap. Like, don't let this fancy watch like lie to you. Like,
don't let the pictures deceive you.
Dude, man, if I can cut corners, I will. I love quality, but I would cut corners if I have to. Anyway, so yeah, I got the cheapest I could get, and then and I got a SIM card, and then I got a prepaid plan, and I was doing it every now and then. Maybe 1 month I'll have it on, the next month I wouldn't have it on, then the one after I would, and yeah, just like that,
that. And that's when I came, he got me a SIM, he got me a plan, and I've been on it since. I didn't have to go through all that.
Yeah. I had to go through all of that for her not to. So.
Yeah,
which is really cool, but I still get really upset about it, because like for $15 in Ghana, like I could get some of the best like internet plans,
right?
And like some that will last you for 3 months, right?
Yeah.
And over here, all you get is
a SIM card, a tiny little chip.
Yeah, and the convenience of someone calling you. Anyway,
so yeah, that is the concept of owning stuff here. Like, everything is credit.
Yes.
Everything is credit. It's so easy to get, like, we'll talk about that later. Like, if you want to follow this credit thing, you're going to get in depth. Like, you'll be in depth in so many ways. It's overwhelming. That is another topic for another time, because Joseph is the expert in that. He comes with the things people are owing and the way their credit scores are so bad because of always doing these credit things. It's insane. So as a Ghanaian, an advice from us to you is, when you come, watch your credit. Don't just go ahead and be taking loan and be crediting everything. Oh, I'll take it on credit, I'll spread it. No, it's not a good idea. It's very bad. It's going to tank your credit score. But we're going to talk about that in another video, because that is a whole new thing. So now we'll talk about the buses. Joseph's favorite means of transportation.
I really hate those things. They are like, from what I've been told, right? From what I've been told by people who live in other places, in other parts of Canada. Apparently, Vancouver's buses are some of the best. But dude, I honestly do not want to experience anything that is not as good as this. It's so bad, honestly. Personally, me, I hate it. Like, I don't enjoy it. One, they are very, very unreliable.
Right? Like,
sometimes they can come too early,
or very late.
Or very late.
They're never on time.
And so like you are forced to always be there at least 5 minutes before the time that it mentions on Google Maps or the time that it mentions on the TransLink app. You have to be there. Otherwise, you're going to miss it.
You're going to miss it.
And then it's another pain. And depending on where you live, if the bus is not very if you don't live in a very active area, then the bus might be less frequent. And there are some cases where the bus could take like 30 minutes.
That's insane.
Sometimes it could take even an
like,
hour.
If you miss this bus, you have to wait for 30 minutes for the next bus.
Yes, or sometimes even a whole hour just waiting for the next bus.
Just imagine the shock of that coming from Ghana where Trotro is just moving up and about like that.
Yeah. It's not like Trotro is the best possible experience you could have. Like when it comes to sitting inside of the bus, I would take the bus any day over Trotro, right? But you know, like,
are you sure? Me, I'll take Trotro because some of the experience I've had in the buses were not good.
No, I mean, like, you see, we'll get to that. But the Trotro itself is not very comfortable, especially for me personally, because I'm not the skinniest person you could imagine. You know, I'm a fine guy.
Hey.
I'm not the skinniest person you can imagine. So the leg room is a challenge. You know, if you are at the back of a Trotro and you want to get down. For those who might don't know what a Trotro is, it's kind of like a van that has been converted into public transport, right? They take everything out of the back of the van and then they DIY it, right? It's makeshift because the vans do not come that way. Very few vans that are used for Trotro in Ghana actually came officially made from factory with seats in them. Most of the ones we have in Ghana are just vans, like the ones we have for Amazon vans, and then someone just takes a welding torch and some metal and it just welds everything in there and puts some foam on there, and that becomes our seats, and that's how we travel. The problem with the buses here is that the time there's a time that is specified. It would say the bus is supposed to be here at 5 p.m. right? So in your mind, at 5 p.m. the bus should be there. But then you get there and then you find out that the bus was there at, let's say what, 4:55.
It's gone.
And it's gone. And so you get there at, let's say, 4:58, and you're like, oh, I'm 2 minutes early. You see me, like, I'm a very responsible person. Then you realize that it is 5. It is 5:02. And it's 5:03. There is no bus.
It's gone.
Right? And now you start asking yourself, did the bus come like early or is the bus just late? Right? And then you're just there and then like, you're just playing this weird game in your mind and
it's crazy.
You don't know what, and you realize the bus is already gone, right? Then you check how soon before the next one, and
30 minutes.
30 minutes, and you have to wait for it.
I had to wait for a bus for 30 minutes in Surrey, and I didn't enjoy that experience.
I have waited for a bus for more than an hour before.
That's crazy.
I have done that before.
Dude, we have to buy a car. Okay, so the last thing we talked about the buses, right? So the last thing was okay. So these are just minor things. The first one is the plastic bag. The fact that over here when you buy stuff, you have to pay for the plastic bag.
I mean, like, that's fine. I don't
fine.
have a problem with that.
Yeah, but like for someone like me who always gets like we're talking about the things that we experience like different.
Yeah, it's very different. It's a cultural shock. I remember like
sometimes you have to hold
I went to I think the first few times I went to first time I ever went to grocery shopping. I was like, dude, I'm buying all this and you're not gonna give me a bag. It was my reaction. And the guy was a really young guy. He explained to me that, oh no, we do have paper bags which is for free, right? But if you want one with like the handle, the plastic kind of bag, you have to buy them because we make them in such a way that you can keep using them, and also we have to also like take into consideration that
the environment,
people are very, very aware about.
So I have a lot of extra bags in my backpack because I don't want the situation where I go somewhere like I want to just get something abruptly and then I don't have a bag, because you have to pay for that bag. And just imagine the number of times you have to be paying for the bag every single time you forget to get it, like you forget to take it.
Yeah, it adds up.
Yeah. Is there any other thing you want to talk about? I think I've exhausted mine, unless I experience any other shock I haven't yet experienced.
I feel like over here people are very open, right? You could meet somebody in a bus and you just start talking with them and you know everything about them. They'll tell you about their life,
Their boyfriend,
yeah,
husband.
their husbands. They'll tell you everything about their life so fast.
Yeah.
It's really, really crazy. But like in the beginning, I used to think it meant they trusted me or something, but it wasn't. Like it just, they were just really open, right? Not, I wouldn't consider the people I meet here as being trusty. I'll just consider them as being very open, right? There isn't a lot of like oh, I'm worried to tell this person this because I don't know them. There's not a lot of that, right? They just
that thing is very big back home. Like back home, you don't tell people stuff. Like even your auntie, your mom is going to give you this. No. Even if you want to eat in your auntie, don't do that. So like everybody wants to like keep to themselves, essentially like secrets or stuff that are like personal. But then over here, you can meet someone in the car, in the bus, and like they just start talking to you. I told you about the woman I met in Langley when I went to grab the headset.
Oh yeah, you did.
Oh my god, she spoke to me as if I was her daughter. She told me everything, where she was working. She moved to this place, as if she's known me for like the longest time.
Yeah, and you'd find that a lot with the older folk.
Yeah.
And the thing about me is, I have a lot of expensive taste when it comes to technology, but then like you already know, right? I don't like to pay a lot of money for good stuff. I like good stuff, I just don't want to pay the money. Anyway, so like because of that, I've been on Facebook marketplace a lot.
So
So I've got to meet a lot of people because I bought so much stuff on there, and anytime I meet people like that, like we just start chatting, all of a sudden we become friends, kinda, right? Like the type of conversation we have is the type of conversation friends would have in Ghana. But like I'm just having that type of conversation with a stranger,
person,
right?
Yeah.
And it's an engaging conversation. Like it doesn't sound like someone that is uncomfortable with it. No, like everybody's in on it, and it's really cool. It's really cool. I like that about the way people are here.
And this very one last thing, the people here, oh my gosh, they are so individualistic. Like, can you imagine we have neighbors just right over here, and we don't even talk to each other? Like the most you can do is talk about packages when they come to the door to see whose packages, like which packages for who. Maybe the laundry because we share the same washing machine and dryer, and then a couple of pleasantries when you meet at the like the entrance of the corridor and all that. Like people, you know, back home in Ghana, if you have a next door neighbor, you're taking salt, you're taking pepper from the person. Like immediately you come, hey, you've come, oh welcome. Like don't just you about the neighborhood. Everybody's minding their business.
Yeah, they're varying degrees. I know exactly what you're talking about. And like there's a communal sense of living
in Ghana. Yeah,
and it's hard coded into our culture.
See, it's not easy living here also. Like sometimes, sorry to cut you off, when like you see the fact that the pictures look good is because of the country, because the country is nice. When you take a picture, the weather and everything, when the pictures look good,
yeah, because
not because
good phones.
Exactly, not because you have money. So if you see the pictures, if you see the pictures and then the food, when I came or when you came, food was not that. Now food is getting expensive, but food was not that expensive. So you see, maybe we are at a restaurant, we are eating something. It's not expensive. It's something that a regular person can afford.
Yeah, so I guess that's a little bit. And the internet here is so good, and lights doesn't go off.
ECG, Ghana light off.
Like I don't know how I forgot about that so quickly. When I got here, I don't know, like I forgot about it
the
so
fact that
fast.
light off can happen.
Yeah.
Serious.
I all of a sudden didn't even know that,
And the concept of time, oh my god, that's for me. I think I'm still getting used to it. I'm so used to being late that I forget that people here are so on time.
People are so on time here. I have come across a number of people who are like who tend to be late very often, and in my experience, I haven't met anybody who is like a Canadian who is late.
Canadians are so like,
but the people that I know who are always late are usually immigrants like
myself.
myself.
I think we've talked about everything.
Yeah, we have.
We'll talk about the loan credit stuff in another like video, because that is an entire topic on itself, and that one is solely Joseph. I'm just going to sit and relax.
Sure.
Once he does
we
it,
can
okay,
do it
because-
as like a video of me explaining it to you.
Yeah, because he's
And then
vested
she
in
would
that.
have the opportunity to ask the questions that you guys might have.
Yeah.
And then I will be able to address them.
So we are going to wrap this one up quickly, and then we'll see you in another video. I hope you've had some insight of some of the things to expect if you want to move to Canada. Please get a lot of jackets because you're going to be fucking cold. And you might not want to even move out for the first. I remember I didn't even want to shower. Like, it was that bad. It was so cold. I didn't want to shower. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to do anything.
Remember, I had to drag you out of this
You had to-
couch. I had to carry her out of the couch for her to go shower.
My God. So if you want to move to Canada, I'm giving you a heads up. The weather is not like the weather is not
And the
joking.
thing is, like, in Vancouver, it's not that cold, though.
Yeah, if you come to Vancouver, you're good. But if you go to Alberta,
It's
you're
still
dead.
going to be colder than Ghana, right? But like, Vancouver is such a unique place because you get more sunshine than snow. But other parts of Canada is like, is brutal. It's insane, you know. Like, so even for us, living in Vancouver, we still have something to say about it being cold.
Cold.
You can imagine.
Yeah,
Can imagine for the rest of Canada.
it's
So
serious.
please, yeah.
If you want to come to BC, okay? Don't go
This
to.
too is far. If you want to go to Ghana, the plane tickets are expensive. So keep that one to in mind. If you want to be in Canada like me and never want to go back to Ghana, then
What do you mean? I never want to go?
I'm just joking.
Better.
Bye.
See ya.